Live from the Talking Joe studios,
it's Talking Joe with Chief and Ben. Hey everyone, I'm the Chief and I'm here with my buddy...
Ho, ho, ho! It's Christmas, Chief.
Santa Ben. Basically, we are here to talk about G.I. Joe comics, specifically issues 16, 17 and 18 of the Real American Hero from Marvel. Hopefully everyone out there is reading along with us. If not, we're going to tell you what happened anyway. So, spoilers in this episode.
Yeah, when is this episode dropping? After Christmas?
This one will drop on the 27th, I believe.
Yeah,
yes.
So it would all been done. It would all have happened.
The big showdown will have
done. I've got a house full of kids and they are pumped. They're jacked up.
Ouch.
They're puffed
Does not
up.
Sound like my cup of tea.
They're puffed up like big pigeons.
Ooch. Nice.
No, I'm pumped, man. How have you been? How's your week, Chief?
Yeah, bit of a slow one, really.
In my head, you've been like having like some kind of massive, I don't know, fight at a zebra crossing, flipping out.
No.
Some poor bugger pushed the button on a zebra crossing.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to mellow out on that one. Taking some advice, taking some flack from that one.
All right.
But yeah, no, just finished work now for the festive season. Just trying to get everything in place. Mrs. went out for her work do last night, and she is like a bear with a sore head today.
Ooh, too many red wines or
Cosmopolitans.
Cosmopolitans, okay.
I don't even know what's in that, but
nor do I. Rum?
Don't know. I'll look it up. Sounds tasty.
Did you not have a Christmas do?
Didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Go. Central London. It's just a bit of a nightmare for me to get home late at night. So.
Oh, you're a big player. You would have been missed.
Oh, definitely. Party was probably like 75% efficient without me there.
All right, buddy. What have you been reading this week?
Yeah, so outside of the G.I. Joe stuff, which we're going to cover, obviously, been reading some of the new Justice League stuff from DC. It's okay. When
you say Justice League, I just think of that god-awful film, and it gives me the shivers.
It's okay. Started out all right, but not really doing it. And catching up on a lot of 2000 AD Judge Dredd.
Okay.
So, always good. Are
you interested in seeing Aquaman or?
Yeah, I probably will, but not at the cinema. What's the reviews been like?
I think it's I would say mixed, but leaning to sort of positive. I mean, I don't know, probably like 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how it's going to do, actually, because I think they're just going to ditch that whole sort of DC universe. But obviously they had this in the can, so they had to release it. But I'll probably catch it on Apple TV when it comes out. Yeah,
good stuff. I've got we're gonna have a nice quicker episode today. I think you showed me some numbers, and actually we've been doing pretty well. Every episode downloads and number of listens has been going up. So thanks to everyone out there who's been spreading the word and listening.
It's a steady incline.
Yeah, I know the last one was an hour 20-ish. So we're going to try and keep this one to around the 45-minute mark if we can, so people don't doze off. No, people don't doze off. It's good stuff.
No one dozes off. I do this standing up, though. I almost passed out after that.
Plus, I've got a Scandi salmon pasta bake in the oven, which I need to attend to.
Ooh. Hey, dude, are you a vegetarian?
Well, pescatarian. This will actually.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I mean that.
Yeah, so I'm actually we'll branch into that area a bit later on. I don't want to spoil things.
It's just that my wife's a vegetarian, which pretty much makes me a vegetarian.
Yeah. My wife is, but her main food groups are chocolate and cake. Not a big fan of the veggies or the fruits.
Right. What, for meal times?
Yeah.
Carve the chocolate.
Yeah. Before we jump into these issues, I just want to go
inside Chief's mind. Whoa.
Shit, terrifying.
What really gets my goat and grinds my gears?
Everything.
This one is.
Oh man.
Okay.
Lay it on me.
Okay. Let's just look at. I'm going to talk about a letter today. I'm going to talk about the letter H.
Right.
And
H.
No, oh my goodness. It's not H.
I know it's not.
It's H. There's no H in front of it. It's H, not H. And this is what really grinds my gears.
Oh, is that it?
People that don't understand the word is said H and not H.
H.
It's not H.
Yeah,
the
no,
word
it's
is
not.
spelt if you...
Chief,
so I have this conversation.
I'm not the man.
No,
I'm not the man.
Okay, fine. You're on the H. You're in the H camp. That's fine. So when people say it and I bring them up on it and I say, you're saying it wrong. It's H, not H.
You bring them up on it.
Yeah, they look at me like I'm a piece of turd or something. And when I say, they say, no, it's H, and I say, okay, Google it, and that letter is spelt aitch. H.
How often,
and
Chief?
even when I
he's going.
Even when I go on the facts that's how it's spelled, they go, no, it's not. It's H. It's an actual. No one. I'll be fine if someone says H and I say, it's actually H, and they say, oh, thank you for pointing that out to me. I'll now say it as H. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. But it's when these people consistently, even though the facts are in front of them, continue to disagree and say, no, it's not. It's H.
No.
There's no teaching these people.
No, you're riled up. What I want to know is, how often in life does one say H? How are you hearing this anyway?
Well, when people are spelling out words.
Right. But how
it happens
does
a
that
lot.
happen?
I reckon I'm going to say...
Why are people spelling out words to you?
I'm saying 80+% of people who, when they say that letter, say it incorrectly.
80%, that's high.
Yeah,
I'm not going that high. No way.
You don't think it is that many?
But no, I can't. It takes me back to like school when you're spelling stuff. But in my daily life, I'm just not surrounded by anyone that's saying the letter H.
Yeah, I don't know.
What, are you living on frickin' Sesame Street or something?
Yeah, well, no, I've got
Today is brought to you by the letter H.
I've got a 3-year-old kid and people are constantly spelling out words to her.
Oh, I see. Oh, God, that's a nightmare. Your own flesh and blood.
Yeah. And now she started to adopt it.
Saying H.
Yeah. Well, might not be flesh
just
and blood
out of
much
interest, where do you stand on the whole fast bath, grass, bath?
Not overly fast. I'm a grass bath man.
Why are you not overly fussed though? Same thing.
Different pronunciation, but they're pronouncing the same word. H and H is two different. They're putting an extra. Don't know. That's just wrong.
If you're you don't want to bump into Chief at a pedestrian crossing, spouting out H, he's liable to kill
Literally,
you.
I will be on the news.
Dropping fools.
You know it.
Is that's what's grinding your gears this week?
Yeah, that's grinding my gears this week, yeah.
Why has someone been spelling out things and they said H?
Yeah, well, it's just, it is what it is. I'm not going to change.
Yeah. Is that regional? What is that? I don't know. It's not, actually, I don't think.
Anyway.
It's just how you learn it.
Let us know. Let us know on the Twitters and the Instas what you think.
God, if every single week something, you've got a grievance.
Yeah.
With something...
quick side. I want to jump into these comics. Quick sidebar. Posted up on the Insta the recipes for the peanut butter cookies, and posted a picture of my Stalker action figure, and someone pointed out that it's actually the Z-Force variant with the red beret.
You got a fakie.
And he's no. It's a UK variant version of the figure, and apparently it's worth like £80 plus.
Big bucks.
Yeah. Because most the normal standard.
Mate, Christmas
American,
is back on.
You know it. The American standard G.I. Joe version had the green beret.
I eat green berets for breakfast.
This guy he's actually called Jammer, I think.
Okay.
With a red cap, but it's the same Stalker mould.
Yeah. I remember you sending me down to bloody Matcham's Market because you said it was a good place to get Action Force, and all they had was the bloody offcuts. But now it turns out they're worth loads of money.
You know it. Right, let's crack on. Issue 16.
You're Chief. I can tell you're in the doghouse, aren't you? And you got to crack on because.
Issue 16, October 1993. Script by Larry Harmer, pencils by Mike Vosberg, inks John D'Agostino, letters Joe Rosen, and colours Andy Yanchus. And cover of this, I like this cover a lot. It is a HISS tank with Cobra Commander pointing a pistol at a fighting Destro and Hawk on top of the HISS tank.
Does HISS tank mean anything? H-I-double-S. H-I-double-S.
You're lucky you're not in the same room as me.
No.
I think it probably does, but off the top of my head, I don't know.
Yeah, is that a season 1 vehicle? Never had it.
Again,
Never had it. One of their best ones.
I'm gonna dig out my 3D Joe's art of box set, and
so good.
Yeah, so good. And I'm gonna have a look at that and
okay, you do that.
Yes, so this one, basically, this is kind of a 4-issue arc, and I think I'd said to you potentially only read 3 issues.
I had my orders, Chief, and I stuck to them.
Because at the end of issue 18 it says the end, but in actual fact,
that was your first clue.
19 is actually. I thought it was kind of an epilogue, but then having read it, it is the kind of conclusion to the story. But that's okay. We'll leave the viewers hanging, the listeners hanging. So, as a general synopsis, what's happened here? Cobra is threatening to blow up the National Building in Washington, but really they got an ulterior motive where they're going to poison the money at the Treasury, the Bureau. And if you remember from the previous arc, they'd got some kind of plague toxin, and they're going to utilise this to poison the money. And I don't know what the overall game plan there is. Kill off
meandering,
kill off a big part of the population. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
Cobra Commander also he's got Major Blood on board to off Destro.
Yeah.
Then during the kind of Treasury, the Joes work out that the attack's not going to be on the National Building, and there's an absolutely hilarious scene which we'll touch on. They go to the Treasury. During this, there's a big schmozzle. Dr. Venom turns on Major Blood. I'm not 100%. No, Scarface. Dr. Venom turns on Scarface for some reason. Then Cobra Commander turns on Major Blood when he doesn't kill Destro. Then Baroness is thought to be killed dead. Hawk is thought to be killed, but he's alive. Then everyone just escapes and runs around trying to hunt down Scarface. Snake Eyes and Quinn escaped from the prison they were in, remember? And then everyone is hunting Scarface for some reason. It all got very confusing for me. I don't know about you.
Wait, Chief, that's a bloody good synopsis, but Snake Eyes doesn't escape in that issue, does he?
No, sorry, I'm doing a generalised 16 to 18 overview.
God, that's beautiful.
Apologies.
Keep going.
And that's kind of it. That's kind of
Okay.
it, because then it kind of stops with Snake Eyes and Quinn hunting down Scarface, Destro hunting down Scarface, Venom hunting down Scarface, and Major Blood doing something else as well, and then the Joe's hunting down Scarface. For the life of me, I can't understand why.
Yeah, Chief, that was a bloody good synopsis.
So, that first episode is. What do you think of that first issue? The Joes are in a training exercise, aren't they?
Can I just start off by in that first issue? It makes me laugh that Torpedo is in full scuba
in the Treasury building,
nowhere near the ocean.
There's no water there.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I kind
of like that.
But even to the point of he's got his scuba tank and his mask on, but even he's got flippers. He's got flippers on.
The flippers.
Incredible.
It is incredible. I mean, the big thing that happens in that first one is when you think that Cobra are doing this full-scale invasion, which I was actually on board for. I was like, you never get to see their kind of resources, their army.
My first question to that point was, Flag is in his son, he's General Douche. He's basically, Hawk said, look, they're going to attack the Treasury because it's the same printer ink we found at that furniture store. Flag's like, no, you idiot. They're going to attack this the National Building. And then suddenly they see, like you say, in the distance, all these planes coming overhead. You're like, it's a full-scale Cobra invasion. My first question was, how did all these Cobra planes get past like the radar? Surely they would have, that was my initial thing. And then I'd forgotten that as these planes come in closer and closer and closer, wait a minute, they're not actually real Cobra aircraft. No. They're toy planes. They're toy planes.
Chief, the G.I. Joe, the elite, the absolute tip of the sword. Can you imagine in the distance you see planes?
To be fair, the Hawk and the Joes, I think they'd already buggered off to the Treasury, or they're about to, and it's actually regular army. Who's the person that's holding the toy plane then? That's just a regular army dude. He's got one here. It's all a bit battered and broken. It's a toy plane. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought there was loads to laugh at in these issues.
Yes,
many funny bits. A bit of standout for me was when Gung Ho was smashing up the car.
Yeah, civilian.
Because it was what was it, a GT?
It was a
Cobra
Shelby Cobra. Yeah.
But he basically turns into the Incredible Hulk.
He rips the door off and then smashes the whole thing up.
And initially I was confused. I was like, oh, is that guy, he's a Cobra operative?
Nah, just Joe Schmo.
No, that was a very funny bit. And also, I had a few issues with the scenarios that they were placed in. Just visually looked ridiculous. Like Destro in an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
When they go over to Coney Island.
Yeah, I like that.
He gets on there. I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's just a funny visual. You know,
I mean, he
was actually a bit nuts in these issues, Destro. Yeah. He was a wild man.
Yeah. I mean, there's a tiny bit of actual placed comedy at the beginning where they introduce a couple of new Joes, don't they? Tripwire. Tripwire
big
gets
fan.
introduced, and that's a comedy sketch, and that's actually quite intentionally funny.
Yeah, that's not him. Yeah,
he's like a demolitions expert or whatever, and he's like whoops, tripping over and dropping mines and stuff. And then they also introduce CoverGirl.
Well, wait, dude, what the shart is CoverGirl? I was like, who?
Don't you remember
is that?
her? No, I guess.
I didn't have the toy. She wasn't in the cartoon.
Yeah,
she's like a.
She's
Scarlet
a Series 1.
1.5.
She's a Series 1 figure, with the Wolverine.
Is she the pilot?
Yes.
She come with it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she didn't actually get much.
Never heard.
No.
Did they literally forget about her in the second issue of that? She wasn't in it.
No, she wasn't in it hardly at all, was she? And
but
they build that dynamic in that first issue of Scarlet's got a massive beef with her.
Because she likes the attention.
Yeah, because CoverGirl's getting all the attention, and there's a bit where Scarlet says something like, let's reserve our judgment till we see how she holds up in battle, and CoverGirl says, better than your face.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good comeback. Burn returned.
Yeah, you know it.
But what I'm saying is she does rock up in the Wolverine.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the issue after that. She's not there with them, and then she pops up in the third issue that we read.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
out of interest, does she hang around or
not much? She doesn't get much.
No, I have no memory of her at all.
There's a really cool bit actually following that scene where the Cobra high echelon, Cobra Commander Major Blood Destro.
The banquet.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Oh my word! When he goes into the thought bubbles,
they're having a banquet, and then each one of them, all 6 of them, get their own individual thought bubble.
Very cool. Very good.
Cobra Commander's thinking about how he's going to off Destro. Major Blood's thinking about Destro and Scarface, and then Scarface is like, is Major Blood out to get me? And then Destro and Venom and Baroness, they're all got their own individual turmoil going on.
Yeah, it was good, and just the scene is hilarious.
And then even better, a few pages later, we cut out, and that round the table dinner party mansion isn't in a mansion; it's in a big moving lorry.
Yes!
Which will become a staple of Cobra Commander's headquarters, like a moving headquarters.
Yeah, that's quite sort of Bond.
Yeah, it is. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of all of the aerial stuff that's got Ace in the Sky Striker.
Yep.
I love all of that because you always got the Joes on the ground, and you've always got the kind of radio chat up to Ace in the sky.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
So why when they go to the Treasury and they're poisoning all the stuff, why does Venom turn on Scarface?
Yeah, so Chief, I don't know.
He's got a thing here, and he says, with my new time delay toxin, the evil effects won't be noticeable for weeks.
The guy's on the absolute edge.
He's a megalomaniac. He's like, he's the evil effects. He's like, he knows.
He doesn't like to shoot a
gun.
He doesn't like to shoot a gun. He likes to use it to smash your face in.
Yeah, he does. He shoots Scarface in the back, then he hits him on the head with a pistol.
Ah, there we go. Yeah,
but I don't know why. I still don't know why he betrays him. But yeah.
But he does.
But he does.
Also, how the heck do they get to? Do they end up in Libya?
Yeah.
In this?
Yeah, that comes later.
No, because literally they're in Coney Island.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they're in Libya, and those scenes are actually, I love the art with the sandstorm type thing going on.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yep. There's a bit early on when they're at the Treasury and Baroness is crying. We had that scene in the previous one where Scarlet shed one tear. It's almost the same thing. It's just one tear.
Yeah, but there was no setup.
But there's no reason for her to be crying. Nothing's actually happened. I honestly don't understand that bit. And then that's the bit where Cobra, they're in two separate his tanks, aren't they? Baroness is with Major Blood, and Cobra Commander's with Destro, and he tells Major Blood to fire on Destro, and then Baroness knows he's going to do that, and Baroness swerves in. She
gets burned up.
She gets the his tank.
Well, no, she's asking for help, isn't she?
It's turned on its side. She's like, "Blood, help me!" And he's like, "No, thanks." And the cowardice bastard. And then suddenly that his tank with Baroness in just blows up, and you're assumed dead. And then Destro goes full on kind of, I don't know.
He goes within himself.
He goes within himself. He can't. Yeah, he's a wreck of a man.
I quite think it's quite funny in the second issue that we read when it's just like Destro and Cobra Commander just on the road in a his tank.
Yeah.
And Cobra Commander just will not stop babbling and basically is talking for Destro.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, there's a real good. He does a load of exposition, whatever.
Yeah, like load, but it's quite funny
because at that point, before they get away, there's a real cool bit where Hawk jumps on the his tank and he goes
it's
punch
a big
to punch.
Throwdown.
It's a real nice panel.
I think it's the biggest it's the good and evil. It's sort of building.
It is. You know, he goes, "So you're Destro, huh? Excuse me while I dent your face. Polished beryllium steel is not so easily dented, Hawk. Unlike human flesh."
So much time for bants in a fist fight.
And that's a cool bit where Cobra Commander, he's all woozy and he's got a gun. And he's I have to kill him. But which one? Who does he kill, Hawk or Destro?
Triple taps Hawk in the back.
In the end, he does triple tap Hawk in the back, leaves him for dead, and that's the end of the issue. And you're thinking, you know, Hawk's now dead, Baroness is dead. This is carnage. What's going on? And then it ends up with Scarface. He was thought dead, but he escaped, and he's like, "I'll get you, Dr. Venom." So now everyone is after everyone. It's a crazy time.
Yeah. What did you think of that on the road kind of issue with Destro and Cobra Commander? I don't know what the Joe's up to in that one.
That was
yeah. No, I remember. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm looking now.
They're all.
That's when we also cut. That's where we kind of get Snake Eyes breaking out, isn't it?
That's where Snake Eyes and Quinn. Again, that's a kind of a funny one. They just casually break out.
Bill.
They casually break out of this. Yeah, each one's got something that can help them. So Quinn has got a serrated, flexible saw in his boot, and Snake Eyes has got a $100 bill. And you know what's going to go on here? They use the saw. What do they do? They saw through the bars or something. Do they?
You assume they go through the bars.
They saw through some bars. Yeah. And then there's obviously no security in that prison. And then they use the $100 bill. They find some street hustlers playing dice.
Yeah, in a decidedly unfashionable quarter of Miami.
That's it. Yeah. And luckily, Snake Eyes. He actually rolls Snake Eyes at one point. And they use that $100 bill to end up winning the guy's car. That's their whole plan. We use this money to illegally gamble so we can get a car.
It just seems completely against type for Snake Eyes.
Amazing.
As well. Yeah, it was cool.
What did you think of that cover to 18? Did we do the cover to 17 as well, or did we miss that one out?
18, what, were they looking at the big TV screen?
18, they're looking at the big TV screens.
Yeah, not much of a fan, actually.
No, and
not much of a fan. Although anything with Destro in it I like, but I did issue 18.
Oh, 17 was the one where Major Blood, that's right, yeah, because Major Blood has escaped.
He's on the bus. He's on the bus.
He's escaped, and he gets on a bus.
His face is all busted in.
A couple of guys track him down. They Flash and someone else track him down, and they have a big scrap on the bus. And then they capture him and take him. He's busted up, so they take him to a hospital, and it's the same hospital that Baroness has gone to. Yeah, she's not dead, and it's the same hospital the Hawk goes to.
And then he gets off the gurney, and
this is where everything just converges, doesn't it? Everyone goes to the same place. It's all a little bit silly.
Well, if you think that's silly, then it really jacks up when they get themselves over to Coney Island and Destro's on the roller coaster.
And we were talking about Roger Moore last issue, and Flash does a quality Roger Moore when he gets on the top of the bus. And
with blood,
swings in through the front panel and 2 foot's blood.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'll stick that picture up. That's quality. And then everyone ends up going to Coney Island.
Yeah, and then very, very, very quickly after that, everyone ends up going to Libya.
Yeah. So what? what was that bit there? So who's going to Libya?
Destro hightails it, but It doesn't really show it happening. He just cuts to him and he's in a plane.
At least in this bit as well, Torpedo gets in some water action. They got some new vehicle called the Manta, which is like a single fin sail catamaran kind of thing.
It's pointless. I don't know why.
But so why is I don't understand why is Destro going to Scarface going to Coney Island to get Scarface?
Well, it's just the whole big ruse of getting Scarface infected and then letting the G.I. Joe capture him.
Okay, yes, right, of course. How could I forgot that? That's one of the main plot points. They were going to infect Scarface with the plague toxin and then let G.I. Joe capture Scarface. So they take him to the G.I. Joe base and then all the Joes die. Is that right?
I haven't gotten to that bit. That's the idea.
Okay, so I'm not saying that's what happens.
Yeah,
but is
right,
that the idea?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, there's a great panel of Destro in the ice cream truck, like yanking in Scarface.
Yes,
get in.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Because also at this point we've had like the throwdown. Snake Eyes and Quinn. Why are Snake Eyes and Quinn going to get Scarface? Because they think he knows where Dr. Venom is, and Quinn wants revenge on Dr. Venom.
Quinn's got an absolute
hard
on. Yeah, Quinn's got a big beef with Venom.
Yeah,
and it seems to be best buds with Snake Eyes now.
Yeah. And
I actually really liked all this. I really liked this.
This fairground
desert.
Stuff.
No. The bit after, I really liked the sort of staging area. And how it was drawn, and then you got all these hiss tanks rolling in, dust is going up. I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
But it didn't actually last that long. And then what happens? Who gets Hawk? Does Hawk smash in Scarface, and that's how they get him on the hiss tank?
The reason they go, because they've basically Destro, like you say, Destro's grabbed Scarface from the ice cream truck, and he thinks the only way to get away is to get to an airport and hijack a plane to Libya. And that all happens. That all happens off panel. Basically, you see Destro saying, "Let's go and let's get out of here, whatever." And next thing you know, Hawk pulls up the airport and he goes, "What's happening?" And he goes, "Two terrorists. They just hijacked your plane to Libya." Yeah. And then next thing you know,
that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. Have we? I noticed that Airborne pops up. We've been introduced to him, haven't we?
Yeah, we got him in issue 11, I think.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. What is
the roll call there?
What is he? Is he a pilot of a chopper?
He's like a paratrooper.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I noticed he popped up.
Yeah, and when they get to Tripoli in Libya, Dr. Venom's already there.
Yeah, what?
Because they get off the plane and Libya welcomes them. You know, fellow freedom fighters, whatever. The Cobras are heroes in Libya. And they get off the plane. They get into a limousine, and in the back of the limousine is Dr. Venom with the syringe, and he's like, "I'll give you your inoculation, Scarface." But in fact, he's just injecting him with the plague toxin. So when did Venom get to Libya, and how did he know to go to Libya, and how did he get there ahead of them?
Off panel, my friend.
Yeah.
Big leaps were happening off panel.
Yeah.
But
and Cobra Commander's there as well.
These were, I thought, I had quite fun. These were quite funny. I thought they were, I don't know, they were, as I said, I thought some of the scenarios were ridiculous, but I was like, well, if I'm laughing and having fun, that must mean I liked them.
Yeah. But so explain to me this bit as well. They're in Libya. There's a big column of Cobra vehicles. There's a lot of Cobra hiss tanks and.
You're not going to ask me how they got there, are you?
No, I'm saying what they. I'm saying what they're doing. Where are they going? I don't understand.
Well, I think it's just part of the elaborate ruse.
So, still okay, right. So they're like you say. I like those scenes in the desert where it's kicking up all the dust.
Yeah, it's good.
And the GI Joes are now there, and they've kind of infiltrated this column of vehicles because of the dust. The Cobras can't see that the Joe vehicles are there, and that's where. Hawk jumps on one of the back of the vehicles.
Get Scarface.
That's where they get Scarface. All the other Cobras get away. The ruse is complete now. They'll take him. I think Destro says, "Scarface is my Trojan horse, and he will enable me to destroy G.I. Joe headquarters as Agamemnon sacked fabled Ilium." But I didn't think it was Destro's plan. What's Destro's beef with killing all the Joes? Don't know.
Well, dude. He's Cobra, man.
Well, he's not full Cobra, is he, though? I suppose he is Cobra, but...
Well, at the moment, he doesn't like him.
And, yeah...
Jeez, you're asking me what Destro's beef is with the Joes?
Yeah, but I thought it was Cobra Commander's game plan, you see. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, Destro hasn't gone full. He hasn't turned fully, has he? He flip flops.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I get. He does. Yeah.
I mean, I know later he actually has his own faction and army and is a whole nother kind of thing, but he's not there yet, is he?
No. There's a really good bit.
They're using him a lot though.
There's a really good bit with Destro, like you mentioned earlier. Again, when Cobra Commander and Destro are escaping in the his tank, like a road trip almost, and Destro's just like he thinks Baroness is dead, and he's just sullen and he's about to off himself, and you get a massive bit of exposition and a really cool page from Cobra Commander where he's just explaining all about Destro. It's almost his life history to Destro.
Yeah, that's what I liked.
And there's a real cool panel where big Destro head and then a
see, that's what I would have preferred. That's what I wanted for that reveal going back.
Yes,
that's a really cool.
It's a nice little
shot,
page,
isn't it? It's beautiful of his face.
Yeah.
Do you know what? When I was a kid, I could never really understand what Destro. Like, if that was a mask or what was going on. Yeah. Obviously, it is a mask.
Was it welded to his face like
but it
the
looks
man
like
in the Iron Mask? Or was
it looks like it's expressive, isn't it? You can see his emotion through it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, what I'm going to say...
Destro season 1 figure, by the way. Possibly not.
Well,
actually.
I was talking to the Seddon boys, Mark Seddon, old Wolfies, and his brother Peter about this the other day, yesterday and today, because we had slightly different series of figures to the US. So
probably
what was season 1 for us, what series 1 figures for us, was actually a combination of series 1 and series 2 for the US market.
Oh, okay. I see.
So, but I found some old card backs from my figures, and I will take some pictures and post those bad boys up.
You should. I mean, I've
interesting.
What have you actually got? Many figures? I've got quite a lot.
I've probably got about 30, maybe.
I got maybe a few more. I got 0 weapons though, no weaponry.
I've got quite a bit of weaponry, but I don't know if all of it belongs with the exact same figure. But
no, that would be a test on the old memory box.
What you saying to the art on these issues? You like the art?
Really liked it.
Yeah?
There was a few panels that I really liked. I
think Vosberg upped his game here.
There was some good night stuff in the rain, and I liked all the staging stuff and that dust bit. Some good panels of Destro.
Yeah,
it was good. It was very bright and it was very bright and colourful.
Yeah. I mean, I think the art was definitely an improvement from the previous arc. I struggled a little bit with the amount of coincidental stuff that was happening.
Mate, you're going to have to roll with that.
Everyone, I know you do with G.I. Joe, but I mean, in this just felt a bit, I don't know. Everyone was where they needed to be at a certain time. And I know this is, when you look back at some of the history of interlinked characters, it's going to get preposterous later on. But for some reason, this one, I don't know. Maybe it was a bit too... I felt it was a bit too comical. And that toy plane thing was just... I don't know. Upset me.
No. The only thing with that is... yes, it was funny, but I actually wanted to see what they were dangling. I actually wanted the full-scale Cobra invasion with like hundreds of I was like, oh, this is going to be badass. We haven't really had a huge battle. And I thought, that could be coming. But alas, it didn't. Still, wouldn't you say it's still very, like skirmishes and kind of little. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's small at the moment,
like
isn't it?
It's
small.
Game. I mean, yeah, it is quite small, and I think what they packed into those 3 issues, you probably could have had over like 8 or 9 issues if you wanted to. I think they could have stretched that out a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
And included more stuff. I mean,
this Quinn Venom Snake Eyes thing, I mean, I'm expecting this to get wrapped up pretty soon.
Yeah, well, it will, the next issue. So, I mean, in that regard, rather than rate this Yo Joe's, I think we should, when we read 19 next one, then rate the 4 together.
Will that be in the new year? Will we be in 2019?
Yeah, well, I think we'll drop that on Thursday. Where were we?
It will be 2019.
Thursday the 3rd. Yeah, Thursday the 3rd of Jan, and we'll do 19, 20, and we might as well
I'm pumped.
We might as well do 21, which is, in most people's views, probably the greatest G.I. Joe issue ever.
Well, let's not talk. I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we'll either do 19 and 20 and save 21 for an episode on its own, or we'll add 21 in as well. We'll see how we do.
Are you you're reading from your binders, yeah?
Reading from the custom bound.
The custom
books,
bound, yeah. They're quite heavy.
Not too bad. So
Heavy on the wrists.
when I custom bind the newer stuff, which is that newer glossy,
you are a big boy though.
that glossy paper, and you get a few more issues in. That's a lot heavier. But this old newsprint stuff is actually quite light.
Yeah, I told you that I'm really struggling to find volume 3.
No, volume 4.
Sorry, volume 4. What? That's so strange.
No, was it volume 4?
No, volume.
You said you couldn't find volume 4 of the reprints.
Yeah,
which is issues 31 to 40, and I think it must be out of print because it's 40 plus quid.
Yeah, but then plus 20 quid delivery from the US.
That was all. I found it for. I'm sure I found it for 43 quid on eBay, all in, including postage.
Ah, okay. I haven't seen that
28 quid, including postage, if you want the Marvel version rather than the IDW.
Because I found this guy on eBay and he gives you an option to
make an offer. Yeah,
and I've been getting them all for £4.50.
Yeah, nice.
And I just what came through the door the other day? Volume 5 flopped through the door and it had Serpentor on it. And I was like, geez, he comes in earlier than I thought.
Yeah, well, you're going to need to...
You hate that guy, don't you? Hate him.
No, used to.
Big silly snake man.
Used to. I have turned a 180 on him.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But, yeah, you're going to need to get that issue 4 soonish.
No, dude, I'm just going to go dig on that one.
Right.
Until, I don't know. Maybe I will. It's quite big bucks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't mind, actually. I'm really interested to see what digital's like anyway. What should I do? Comixology?
Yeah. I think even if you get it on Amazon, I think that's part of Comixology now. So, but it's not. It's cheap. I think it's under $5.
What, for all 10 for the whole
whole volume? Yeah. And you still need to get that issue 1 so you can review Hot Potato,
Hot Spuds,
which was the bonus story in issue 1, and that's free. You get that free on Comixology issue 1.
Gratis.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're not going to spoil the overall Yo-Jo's until we get to number 19 for this arc, but I think you enjoyed it more than me so far. But we will find that out next issue.
I've got to be honest with myself, Chief.
Yeah.
If you're smiling and you're just reading it and having a good time,
yeah,
it's definitely there's certainly worse issues I've read. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But anyway,
before we go, I'd just like to say,
Chief asks Ben a question. Chief asks Ben a question. What'll he say? What'll he do? When Chief asks Ben a question.
Oh, I did some harmonies there.
Yeah, you know it. We're loving it. We'll duet on that later on. So yeah, as you did bring up, and we hadn't talked about it, so you weren't to know, I am trying to be pescatarian, which obviously means I eat fish but not meat, and that is generally for health reasons. But I'm not really a pescatarian fully, because once a month I do like to have a meat feast. Not necessarily a full-on, eat half a cow, but I just like to have a meal that has meat in it. So my question to you is, what is the best burger joint that you think I should be visiting for the month of January for my meat?
Oh, wow, that's interesting, because I was going to say, have you heard... What's this burger? It's coming from the States. They finally nailed the veggie burger, haven't they? Is it called the Impossible Burger or something? Everyone's losing their shit.
Never heard of
it. Google it.
Right.
I've got a lot of vegetarian friends, and it's recent. It's just happened.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah.
But you screw that. You want the meat.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm going to try that Impossible Burger. But
Dude,
if I have to go meat,
okay.
so I'll tell you what I've. Gourmet, I'll tell you,
No.
Hear me out. Gourmet Burger Kitchen, I'm not a massive fan of.
Nor am I. Screw those guys.
Shake Shack was okay, but way too small. My standard one of choice is a Five Guys, and always get the quad patty.
Boomtown! Five Guys is my fave.
I get the quad patty, extra bacon, extra cheese, every topping. So the last time I went in to Five Guys, I said I wanted, because a normal burger's like 2 patties in it, so I said I want 2 extra patties plus the extra bacon, extra cheese, and
You went off-piste?
and all the toppings.
Is that off-piste?
Yeah.
Off-menu?
Yeah. I always go off menu.
That.
You can add.
I love going off menu at such a stringent kind of place, like Five Guys.
The only off menu was I added 2 extra patties and extra bacon, extra cheese. And when I said all toppings, she means all the way, because what they've got is, as you know,
all those toppings.
As you know, all the way is like a preset 6 toppings. And I said no, not all the way. I said all the toppings, like all 15 toppings. And I said, can you max them out as well? Because it's free to get as much as you want. So she went back. She said, I've got to ask someone if I can do that first.
They're going to have to lock the doors. That's a lock-in.
So she went out the back and she said, this guy here, he wants 4 burgers, extra cheese, extra bacon, and all the toppings.
That's such a good sketch scene. I like the idea that she went into an office. Some guy in a suit.
She came back out and she goes, yeah, we can do that. So then I will post a video up. So when I was watching, and when they start... Well, I took a video of her making it. Because when she starts constructing it, she had to call in help. Because it kept falling over. At one point, they had 3 people. So one person holding from the left, one person holding from the right, the third person adding bits in, and then the tin foil wasn't big enough to wrap around the top.
And about 20 people in the queue just doing their nutting about this chump.
Yeah. I'll post a picture. So anyway,
Dude,
sorry.
That's amazing.
That's what Five Guys is my choice. But what my question is there anything better out there, or have I hit the best?
No. Okay, I talk about this a lot.
Okay.
So Five Guys is incredible, and that's where I go before I go and see a film. Me and Phoenix will always go there. They always play 80s music in the one that we go to anyway, which is great. But here we go. So there's this place in California, and it is called... Oh my God, I've had a total brain fart. What is it?
I don't know. Can't help you.
Oh, Christ. In-N-Out Burger. Oh. Jeez. Basically, me and the fam, we spend quite a lot of time in Los Angeles, so they got In-N-Out Burger out there. And when you go to LA for the first time, everyone, you say, oh, where's a good burger? Everyone's like, right, get yourself to In-N-Out Burger.
Right.
And what In-N-Out Burger is, it's kind of like, I don't know how they get away with it. It's basically looks like McDonald's, but kind of in the 50s or the 60s.
Right.
And they do a hell of a good burger. Probably my fave.
Wow.
But what lets them down is the fries. So I've got 2 lists. I've got all my burger joints, but then I've got my favourite fries because I really like Shake Shack, but their crinkle cut bullshit I hate.
Okay.
And Five Guys, their policy is they just fill up the bag, don't they?
Yeah,
I love
Five Guys fries.
Yeah. So you don't have to order for everyone because they just fill up the bag.
Yeah.
But no, that was, I think, in this country, I'd say Five Guys. If I'm stateside, then In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
For sure.
Good to know.
I feel very passionate about burgers.
Yeah.
I love burgers, dude.
I'm gonna have. I might have one, Chris, New Year's Day. Might go and get myself a quad, Five Guys quad.
So, so you've had, this is regular now. So they know you, so you can just order off menu.
No, you can do it online. So it's not a preset burger. If you go to the Five Guys website, you can just say you want the cheeseburger, and then you can just tick extra patty. I don't know if you can tick 2 extra patties online. You might have to do that. No, you might have to go in branch to do that, actually, yeah.
You have to hack into the code.
I think it's like £13.50 for one burger.
I like the way you've got like 3 people trying to make this burger for you.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And I always
Chiefs
feel
again.
sick afterwards.
Oh, are you having a milkshake whilst you're there?
No, I'm not a
milkshakes.
milkshake, but I'm having fries, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need the milkshake as well.
And on that card where they've got all the toppings, you have all of them.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just all the whey toppings. I'm talking all the red ones, all the black ones.
Shit the bed, grandma.
Yeah.
Chief, you go big.
Yeah.
You really go big, but that's your sort of meat blowout.
Yes, correct.
For the month.
Yeah.
You turn into a big burger-eating T-Rex, but for the rest of the time, you're a leaf-eating Diplodocus.
Yeah, you know it.
Dinosaurs.
On that note,
On that bombshell.
Yes, if you want to find us, I'm guessing you already know where we are. But for those people who...
Are we on Spotify yet?
I uploaded it to Spotify. That's a good point. I haven't checked.
I've never listened to a podcast on Spotify.
No.
It feels wrong.
Yeah. Hopefully we are now. So, Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, anywhere else, Castbox. I know we're on that.
The only one we're not on is Google Play, but that's just because it's not available in the UK.
Yeah. We're on Instagram, obviously, Talking Joe Comics. Got some good followers on there. We're on Twitter, Talking_Joe. Hit us. Facebook group? Facebook group, Talking Joe, G.I. Joe Podcast.
How's that going?
That has gone up from 6 members up to 13 in the last week.
Yes. What's the chat like in there?
Is it
vibrant?
Not yet. We're stirring the pot.
Okay. Just shouting down a well.
Send us an email, talkingjoecomics@gmail.com. Why not?
Let's see if we can get some questions for the next show.
Yeah. Give us a question. Why not?
Yes.
See if we can answer it for you.
Yeah. It can be anything.
Yeah. Listeners ask us a question. Listeners ask us a question.
You might have to work on that.
Need a new jingle for that one.
You can't just use the same melody for every jingle.
Yeah, you're right.
You'll get caught out. So the question can be about G.I. Joe, or it could be about Chief's eating disorder. Right, buddy.
Yes.
Well, you have a smashing good Christmas.
You too, my friend.
Yeah,
and
I'm pumped.
I will speak to you. Well, I'll speak to you.
If I get what I've asked for, it is happy days.
It's game over, is it? I don't know what that is, but I'm hoping next time I speak to you after Christmas.
I think people that listen to this podcast will appreciate it for sure.
I like that. Yep.
Yeah. But I have to see if he's going to come.
Naughty or nice?
Naughty.
Yeah. So
right,
I said to very, very briefly, I said to my daughter, she was brushing her teeth, and I said,
"Good, 2 minutes."
Yeah. I said, "Yeah, we do time it 2 minutes." She's 3, and I said she wouldn't brush her teeth, and I said, "If you don't brush your teeth, I'm going to have a word with Santa." And she said, "Okay."
Because you do know him.
She said, "Okay, I'll brush my teeth." And then she thought about it. The gears ticked in her head, and she said, "Well, even if I'm naughty, I could buy my presents with my own money."
Holy God!
Yeah. Ahead of the curve.
She's got her own revenue stream coming in.
Well, she's not got access to her money, but she on her birthday, she knows she sometimes gets money in cards, which we just put into her bank account. And she's got a purse with a load of coppers in, and obviously she doesn't know how much, what little those coppers can buy. But
bless her. Hey, dude, quick throwback. When you asked me a question the other week about Die Hard, I think 20th Century Fox released a trailer for Die Hard. I think it's the 30th anniversary.
Okay.
And they made it like the way they did it. It's so Christmassy.
Really.
And at the end, it comes up the greatest Christmas story ever told. So they're trying to
tapping in.
officially end the debate and say that it is a Christmas film.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? I watch Die Hard every Christmas Eve.
Right.
That's my What do you do Christmas Eve?
Well, I think I might do that tomorrow as well then.
Yeah, you should do.
Yeah, because we're recording on the 23rd.
I watch it late.
Right, okay. I might watch it early, like 7 a.m. or something.
Ooh.
Can I do that?
No. That's not going to do it for me, Chief.
No?
It's got to be night time.
Okay. All right.
Crikey. Now, you're in the loft, and what's the missus doing? Prowling below,
probably just giving the kid dinner, and now I've got to go down for bath time.
Okay, buddy. Right, enjoy that.
Okay.
Splish splosh.
Have a good Christmas. All the listeners out there, thanks for your continued support. We're having an absolute blast here. Have a lovely Christmas, and we will speak to you in the new year.
No.